Good evening, welcome to the programme. First tonight, veterans of the Northern Ireland conflict have told us that their military covenant has failed them.
Several former soldiers contacted East Midlands Today after watching our interview with the Veterans Minister Anna Soubry last week. They all say they still need help for injuries or psychological problems. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball reports.
A bit forward, a bit more.
Shane was injured serving Queen and Country. Now he struggles just to get upstairs to the toilet in his home here at Brinsley in Nottinghamshire. He's asked the local council to move to a bungalow, but they don't have any suitable properties. He's also made a direct approach to the government's Veterans Minister.
I feel personally let down because you ask the council, you ask Help the Heroes, you ask Anna Soubry, and you're just knocking on the door all the time and the door's not opening. There's no coffers in the pot.
Military covenant is being ignored completely. They've not just given their lives, they've given their bodies, basically, for their country. And it's a basic human right to be able to go to your own bathroom.
Shane's military service left mental scars too, the result of his experiences from the Falklands to Northern Ireland. He's been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, and he's not alone. In Leicester, George Basher is still struggling to deal with what happened to him in Northern Ireland. He was attacked and suffered a brain injury while he was out on patrol.
I just noticed a rather large building block coming from the Rossville flats, top of the Land Rover, and it just hit my helmet. I was discharged in 2004 and I was meant to receive what they said coping strategies. I've not received any help whatsoever from the MOD or any agencies. Everybody's forgotten about Northern Ireland, Falklands. So we feel very let down and very bitter and disappointed. I have a drink in the evening to try and get to sleep. I drink over a bottle of wine. I've had so many failed relationships. I've lost my children. Help us. That's all we're asking for. We're asking for as near as normal life as we can have.
These were taken from the Army Land Rover before a major incident in 1978.
And in Stamford, Jean Plews keeps these photos. He was only 18 when he was deployed to Belfast. When he left the army, he got into serious trouble with the police.
It was violence from morning, noon to night. It could be shootings, it could be bombings. I had another incident where we were just walking down the street, we were just showered in something like 200 milk bottles. People couldn't talk to me when I come back. It was into an argument within seconds. These people need to be contacted, they need to be spoken to, because I still think they're carrying mental scars walking round the streets.
And for one of Shane's relatives, it's already too late.
My Uncle Stuart was in Northern Ireland. He just drank himself away and it killed him because of torment, basically. Nobody helped him. It's just, thank you for your service, young man. Well done. Tap on the shoulder. Goodbye.
Shane Cooper ending that report. Jeremy's with us now in the studio. Has there been any response from the Ministry of Defence?
Yeah, the MOD told us tonight that a lot of the concerns we've just heard are now being tackled by the Armed Forces Covenant. That's been law for the last 4 years or so. And last year alone, the MOD says well over £400,000 of Covenant money came to projects in the East Midlands. I think the question is really how much difference it's making to those older Northern Ireland veterans who were prompted to get in touch with us by that interview that we had with Anna Soubry last week. Now, she wasn't available today to respond directly to their concerns, but here's just a flavour of what she told us.
Of course, we have now a better attitude in our armed forces that, this is something to talk about, and good mental health is just as important as anything else. The covenant is about disadvantage. So if you've, whatever it is that you experience in your life as a serving soldier or airman or in the Navy, your family, or when you have left, that you don't suffer any disadvantage by virtue of your service. But we take it very seriously.
Anna Soubry there. And what about Shane's attempt to get rehoused?
Well, the Ministry of Defence told us that housing is a matter for local councils, and they now have a legal obligation to give priority to injured servicemen under the Armed Forces Covenant. I think the problem for Shane and his family is that a lot of council housing's been sold off. Their local authority has actually offered them several alternative homes. They just haven't got a bungalow that's big enough to house them and their family.
OK, Jeremy, we'll leave it there. Thank you.